to what I think. So, all right then. Can you just check really quick before I start an intro?
Just wait for the live stream. Oh, it's live.
Okay. Hi guys. It's been so long, but we're here for another video, and this layout took so long, and it's my biggest layout yet, so this video is gonna be pretty long. So we're here starting at this like triple sheds area, super epic. Kind of got the idea from Thomas Wayne Railway, but I don't really have two work sheds, so it didn't really work out as it was on his videos, but that's fine. So here in the sheds we have an abundance of characters. We just we put in Donald Douglas, well, they're both Douglas, but you don't know that. James, Harvey, Percy, you know. I don't know why I need to say all the characters. So we'll start by going to Knapford, which will be the middle line here. So like here, we'll go down this middle line. So here we have Philip, giving Gordon his coaches. Gordon is right here. I have the wood, sheds, which is kind of just, I don't know. They're the cheapest ones and easily accessible, so, and they're not that bad, so, it's really tiny. Okay, so, we'll keep going on this line, and it goes to this little YWE switch. If we go to the right of the YWE switch, then we get this little conductor shed with Flora waiting to go. If we go through this switch track, then we go into this yard area where we have all the circus cars, and then Stafford, very stuck in the middle. If we keep going down this line, then we just get to another spot at the sheds. So, wait, when did we put Billy there? Okay, whatever. I don't remember putting Billy there. Matt is also here.
Hello.
So if we keep going this way, then Annie and Clarabelle are here because Thomas is somewhere else on the layout without them. If we keep going down this track, then we end up at the runway, the airport, which I'm missing the roof and Jeremy, so I don't know where they went. They're somewhere. Who knows? There was an accident here though, and Neville is here with the breakdown train to get Ari and Bert here. If we keep going down this line, then we come to this switch, and we're gonna follow this switch back to the sheds because it goes back over there. So if we go up these slope over the Double Bay Bridge where a movie scene is being remade, there's Thomas. That's the only Thomas on the track. All the way back down, come to the coal loader where Rosie is waiting, and then we come back to Tim's Sheds. So, from the roundhouse / Tim's Sheds, I don't know why I called it that, we can go down this track now, which Knapford was this one was the yard, this one leads to just the main line again, like Knapford does, but a little bit later down the main line, so it goes near the drawbridge, which we'll get to later. So down this track, we get to the signal house, which has 4 lines, but this line is a standard gauge line where we have Stepney and Molly communicating, along with Skarloey on this. This is a narrow gauge line, and then this is a standard gauge. This is where they converse and go together. If we keep going down this line, we can get to the recycling center, which with we do this in every single layout. Whiff is always here, so, yeah. We keep going down here, we get to the winter fuel up, where there is a hold up. Boco's getting fuel, and Diesel needs fuel, so, we're gonna stop here now and go back, all the way back to the sheds, so we're just gonna keep going down each line. But now we're gonna go back through this line, which leads down to the end of the runway. So we'll go down to the end of the runway again. And then if we keep going, then we get to the Arlesdale Railway, which is this small, elevated oval area. I kind of like that it's elevated because, I don't know, it kind of differentiates it from the rest of the layout, which is pretty neat. We have the ballast chute here with Oliver and Toad under, with Rex on the top. The custom Rex I made a couple years ago. If we come down here, this is the station where the branch line and the Arlesdale Railway meet, so they're transferring passengers. Bulgy is also here. We come to the sheds. No one's in the sheds right now, but Frank is here. But usually all three of the tender engines would go in there. Without their tenders, obviously, because they don't fit, but whatever. We go up here, Mike is here, so not pulling anything. No, we don't have any freight cars left, so, yeah. If we keep going down this T-switch, past the passenger station, then we come back up to this switch track, which leads down to Hank, just here. Steven is at the Sodor Scrub and Shine. If we keep going this way, though, from Hank, then we get to the firehouse, the fire station. And if we keep going, Ryan's here too, with the fire train. And if we keep going, then we get back to the YWE. So if we go back this way, then we get to this line where we get to this airport junction tunnel that indicates that the airport is right here. So Toby's here, just sitting. He would be pulling Henrietta, but we don't have Henrietta, so keep going this way. What?
Nothing, I was just talking to myself.
Okay, we come down this line, and we get to Flying Scotsman pulling this train of one coach. It looks a little bit weird, but it's fine. This is also where the fuel up is, so they all come together at this line. If we keep going, then we get to this drawbridge, which also connects to the narrow gauge railway. If we keep going over the drawbridge, then we get to Dennis, just waiting. He's probably pretty impatient, so I don't know. Kind of. If we keep going, then we come to another crossing track. This is standard gauge, and this is narrow gauge. If we keep going through here, then we get to the docks, where we have Salty, Arthur, and Skiff in the water. We also have Cranky and Bulstrode. The docks on this layout is a little bit small, but a lot of the destinations on this layout are pretty small, although the layout is pretty big itself. So, yeah, that kind of just happened. Oh, crap. I just knocked something over. We'll get to that in a second. If we keep going through here, I knocked something else over. Then we get to this train that Murdoch is pulling. We always make Murdoch pull very long trains in all the layout videos. So in this one, he's obviously no different, pulling this long train. If we go past that, though, then we get to this switch track. If we keep going through the switch track, then we get back to the sheds. So that is officially all the lines that go through the sheds, which means that we're almost done with the standard gauge railway. If we keep going back to here, this switch, if you keep going through here, then you get to the quarry, which we have the 3 horde lorries. This is not supposed to be here. If we get to the 3 lorries, we have Bill, Ben, Mavis, and Fergus working here. We also have the incline here. And that's actually the entire standard gauge railway. I'll do an aerial shot real quick. Here it is. And the minimum gauge over there. So now we have to tackle the narrow gauge, which is not as big, pretty small, but it weaves around and it fits in pretty well with the rest of the layout. So we're going to start at the sheds in the narrow gauge layout. We start at the sheds where Sir Handel and Duncan are here. If you keep going through the turntable, then you get to Rusty and Bertram. They're just here. If you come down this line, go through this switch track, and then through these other switch tracks, you get to the yard. There's no cars in here right now because we don't have any cars. But we have Colin and Butch here, this is the wharf. We recreated the wharf, so we can have goods be moved around here by Colin and Butch. So if we keep going this way, then we get to this station. There is a main line here, And the main line for the narrow gauge kind of stops here to pick up passengers, and then it gets back onto the main line. So let's get onto the main line where this switch is. If we keep going down this way, then we get to this part of the road. It's being paved by George. But if we keep going, then we get back to this cross track from earlier. But if we go this way instead, then we get to the crossing and the other conductor shed. Now, the thing that I knocked over earlier was Proteus, who was sitting on Madge's flat car. But yeah, that was there. Proteus is being pulled across. Probably, I don't know why, but if we keep moving through here, then we get back all the way over to where Skarloey was earlier by Knapford. So if we keep going through here, we come to this bridge where Culdee and Catherine are on this bridge. If we keep going through the bridge, you get back over to the drawbridge where Rheneas is. If you keep going through the drawbridge, then you end up where Victor is, just on this track. And then you come to this switch, and then that's actually the whole layout. And that was the entirety of the narrow gauge, minimum gauge, and standard gauge railway. So here it is, zoomed out. We've got sheds. Here are some of the main locations. The sheds, Knapford, the docks, the quarry, minimum gauge railway, the airport, the narrow gauge sheds and wharf, and then yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we're gonna release something that we had worked on from last year that we kind of had forgotten about. So keep watch for that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. So thank you. I don't know how to end it. There we go. Bye.